I'm. Hi, Mary. Trying to get this set up. I've never done a live before. Good afternoon, Deb. How are you? Hi, Suda. How are you all doing today? Very well, thank you. So I'm just going to be brushing some different pigments on some molds that I got, and I did some the other day, and they're pretty cool. I have some plans to add them to some of my pours that I did. So for one, I got these little koi fish. And I painted them with 3 different pigments. This one was koi yellow from Eye Candy Pigments. And this one was a kibe, I think. It's a new one I just got. And this one is from DIY Epoxy. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Are you guys able to see that on there? Yeah, it's a koi. I'm sorry, I'm trying to look through my computer and it has a slight lag out here. Are you able to see the color shift or not? This is going to be a baby dragon. And I used Ryu Dragon Ultra Shift from Eye Candy Pigments. And then I have these trees that I did with Bonsai Green and Bokudo Brown from Eye Candy Pigments. Hi Gail, how are you? And I'll show you, give me a second, I'll show you what I'm gonna put these koi fish in. The pour I was thinking. So this is actually the pour I'm gonna put it in, and I'm thinking about having, it's a cradled canvas that I did this cloud pour in, this beautiful cloud pour, and then I'm thinking about putting some koi fish swimming around, and then I'm gonna fill it up with resin and maybe do a couple different layers and add a few dimensions to it. Do you guys think that would be cool looking, or what do you think? Awesome. Man, this is an amazing color. It's like hot pink to green. I love Christmas trees too, but I'm in Oregon, so we have Christmas tree farms all around. Yeah, so this is DIY Epoxy, my resin guys. So this is Timber Ridge. epoxy, and I'll show you a few of the others, but this one right here, I just figured out how awesome this one is, and I really like it. So let me get over here and take a sip of my coffee. All right, so I'm going to, hi Dee, how are you? Dee, Deb, Gail, Suda, Deborah. Wow, thanks guys. I really appreciate you coming to hang out. I mean gals, thanks gals. Oh, let me show you that other resin, and then we'll do one of these because I want to show you guys. This is an Ultra Shift. It's called Reiko, and it is insane. It shifts so many different colors. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but we'll get it on here, and then I'll show you. All right, so the other epoxies. That they have. This is what me and Polly Prissy Pants use the most, and this is artisan resin, and this is a very thick resin, so that's why we like to use it on our coasters. It's usually one and done unless you get a little air bubble. It does have to be warmed up, especially the resin, because being as thick as it is, it's very hard to stir if it's not the right temperature. But you can get amazing results with this. And this is DIY Epoxy. This is my affiliate resin company. They're awesome. So that's what we use the most. And that's what we started out with. I'm super excited because I just got this. And this is Timber Ridge Deep Pour Epoxy. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Eye Candy Pigments just came out with some super deep molds. And I got some coming. And we got some different ideas for projects there. So also our skulls and different mushrooms and stuff that we've been doing, this is going to come in handy. It's really fluid, and it doesn't dry as quick, so you have a lot of working time. I think it's 24 to 48 hours before this starts curing, where something like the artisan resin or the Timber Ridge, these ones actually, I think it's around 45 minutes working time if your temperature is perfect, right? So you don't have as much time. This, you have a lot of time, which also, not being as thick, it helps the air bubbles release. And you can do a much deeper pour because it's not heating up as much. So, for instance, some of these molds, this is one Polly did. This is a little mushroom that she did with some TLP, this little piggy. And then this is Eye Candy Pigments white. I forget which one this is, but Say You White, I think. But this one is beautiful. It's got this glimmer in it. And then this is a little resin mushroom we did, and this is one of the glow in the dark ones. So it has a glow in the dark purple, and then it has this glow in the dark green. This is Eye Candy Pigments glow in the dark green. I think this color is, this is Midori green, and then this is glow purple, which you can't see right now, from DIY Epoxy. But that glitter in there, I don't know if you can see this. This is called Black Laser, and it is insane. It's got like every color on there. Can you guys see that? What name, D? For which one? Which one were you talking about, D? I'll try to answer. And these are the smaller mushrooms that we have that we'll be doing. And I got some glow in the dark ones too. They're so adorable. In the bag. Oh. So if it was DIY epoxy, it is snow. And it is like a hot pink to almost like a, I would say a green, almost an aqua to a green. If it is this Ultra Shift Rayco. All right, I want to show you guys one more thing. So I tried to do a little bit of alcohol ink, which I've never used before, and I messed up on my tray. So I took it out and I cut it up and I made this little, let me see if I can grab something and highlight it for you. So I took alcohol inks and some pigment paste, and then I waited for the mold to almost set up, and I took it out, and then I set it over I think a thing of wax, and put some rubber bands around it and tried to make like a little candy dish. But I had fun playing with the alcohol inks and making some designs, but I don't know if you guys can see that very well. I'm sorry. But it was definitely fun. Yeah, it's a resin bowl. And so like I said, that was my first time doing any kind of alcohol inks, and I want to do some blooms and some different cool things. Jessica and me have some really cool ideas, but just trying to expand and do some other things outside of just painting, you know, and maybe integrating the two. Polly's here. Say hi, Polly. It takes a minute. All right. So let's brush some of these pigments on. And okay, I'm gonna put this on, guys. So if you can't hear me for a minute, it might be muffled. I'll try to talk still. All right. There we go. Can you hear me? Darth made it. What? Did I turn into Darth Vader? Polly, you can narrate.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna paint this on these. These snowflakes have little facets, and I don't have any resin molds with facets on them, so I'm gonna paint this Ultra Shift in here, and then we're gonna put resin in it, because I bet you it's gonna be awesome looking. And this one shifts like so many colors. So this stuff kind of flakes up and gets all over the place. So you definitely want to wear your mask. And then I'll show you a trick I found to clean it up a little bit after you do this. So you're going to get it all over the top parts, but it'll be okay. I'll show you. And you're brushing it on the mold, but you really want to work it in. You want it to stick to the mold.
Step out while you do that.
Yeah. You could leave that open.
Okay.
As you can see, I'm super delicate because not. I try to be, but you know, I'm just a bumbling man, so stuff happens. And I'm really messy, but Polly has been trying to teach me for years how to clean up. And my birthday, I turned 44 the other day, and I think I'm starting to figure it out, guys. I think I'm starting to figure it out. Artist resin, wear your mask. Your health is more important. You never know. You can't see this stuff, so you breathe it in your lungs, you can't get it out. You're worth more, Suda. Okay. So, try to show you some of this shift here. All right. So here's the trick. Tape, any tape. We love you too, D. Yeah. And I don't have any packing tape, which would work better. But I cleaned up a huge nasty mold yesterday just using tape. And this was, I over poured resin on everything with that tray. It was everywhere. And I used tape and it pulled it all up. So it works really good. And then you don't have to scratch, make any marks in your silicone mold. Anyways, they cleaned it up a lot better. It's not perfect, which we don't need to worry about that. But it does do a good job. All right. So, we're going to do one of the snow. This color is so pretty. It really does remind you of like like light in the snow. The way it reflects.
It's almost holographic.
Yeah. Polly says it's holographic. She actually has. She's gonna do a holographic one. She's got some ideas that she worked on before for some blooms, and it's gonna be pretty awesome. So I think when we mix the resin with the ultra shift stuff, we want a black background. So we're gonna do a black pigment paste. With the black, the reflection of the ultra shift or color shift it will be the most brilliant. I think with the snowflake, we're gonna do either a white pigment paste or we might do just kind of like a transparent blue under that and see what happens, because that would still be really pretty. What do you guys think? Should I do opaque or a more transparent with that color? I think that one's good. So much glitter. All right. What should I do the next one? Let's see. Let's do a ghost pigment. You know what? You can't go wrong with Geisha Doll from Eye Candy. This is one of the most beautiful pinky purple ghosty pigments ever. It's just gorgeous. Now hopefully you can see it doesn't take much. You're just dipping the end of the brush into the jar or the bag and then working it around the mold and then adding a little bit more if you need it. But you can totally see where it's stacked up a little bit more, and then you just spread it around. You do want to rub it up and down on the sides. Make sure you get all the sides as well. You want to get all these little cavities.
Should have got a smaller brush for this one. That's okay. That's okay. I'm reloaded. So, are you guys creating anything today? Anybody painting? Doing any acrylics? Let me know in the comments what you're creating today. Thank you, Suda. Yeah, totally, D. They just stick right to the mold. You just brush them on, and as you brush them around, you'll notice that they, you'll start to cover the mold. You'll see where um, there is no silicone left, and it will be completely coated or shimmery from the pigment, and that's when you know you're good to go. And then when you pour the resin in, it just, all the resin picks up and adheres to all the pigments, and it just comes all out. I mean, there's a couple little pieces of glitter stuck here or there, and then you can get that out with tape. A rhubarb coffee cake? Are you serious? That sounds delicious. Yum. My grandma used to make rhubarb all the time. Rhubarb pie. You know, the classic. D, I'll be honest, my last 3 or 4 paintings have been a disaster and pretty much went right in the garbage. I've had a couple like okay ones, but nothing that's been great. But I've been trying to work with a lot of different new paints and new recipes, and it's just part of the game. The weather's changing a lot too, which has a huge part to do. The humidity and temperature. People don't think it does, but it has a huge part to do with how your paints react. You could have paints working perfect one day, and then the temperatures could be 40 degrees different or humidity levels off, and that paint will react totally different. That's part of the balance with it. Now with Floetrol and regular mix, it's a little bit, but with the bloom or bloom technique, house paints and polyurethane varnish, it affects it even more. So there's something to always think about. Sometimes it's not necessarily what you're doing. Your paints just don't want to work for you. US Floetrol. Okay. So there's multiple ways, and I don't know if you have a good recipe, but we used to take probably like 4 or 5 parts US Floetrol to 1 part Amsterdam titanium white, and then we would add a few drops of Minwax pre-stained wood conditioner. Just a few drops. And that works. Or take a 60-40 Elmer's glue all water and put a little bit of that in there with it. And the glue all water induces cells already, and water and Amsterdam paint produces cells already. So there's a couple little tips, tricks. You might be able to play with some of that and come up with something that is pretty banging. All right, so we have three really cool snowflakes, three really cool koi fish, a baby dragon, some deer, some trees. What an idiot. Apparently there's deer in those trees. Okay, so I'm going to do these little snowflakes. We're going to do a color art bling it. And this is interference gold. This is a brand new jar to me. So let's see. You mean like your ratios, pigments, and paints together for the bloom, D? Hi, Erica. I'm glad you guys could get a little laugh out of me. That's the point. Maybe enjoy a laugh, check out some art. It's not too serious, you know. Nothing's too crazy. Just a dude getting dirty with art supplies, trying to figure stuff out. Alright. I really got all over that first one. Maybe a little more in that last one. Because it's got those small pieces. Alright. Get a little tape on that one. Alright. That tape's toast. Alright. So these ones are kind of like a champagne goldy. It's beautiful. All right. So we got our snowflakes, we got our trees, we got our koi fish, we got baby dragon, and yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna do right now out of these. I got so many new molds, it's crazy. Well, Polly and I have so many new molds. Go to Temple. I love it. I like some of those original ones too. Like one of my favorites, sushi roll. I don't think that one gets used enough. It's kind of like it's just it reminds me of earthy organic colors. And then what's the other one that Tokyo Horizon, that was, it just makes the most beautiful sunset colors. So yeah, some of those original ones are good, and then I just got a few new ones like Harajuku Girl, and yeah. So I'm going to, let's take this off.
All right. Do you guys want to stick around while I mix some of these, or should I just mix it and pour it and then just do a reveal quick video later? What do you guys think? Well, I mean, we were too. It's definitely not something to mess around with. And I think you should, if you do resin, you shouldn't do it if you're not going to invest in the proper tools. So having a respirator with proper vapor, organic vapor barriers is very important. So you can't, this isn't going to help you with vapor on resin. This is for particulates and small things. Like, this is great for brushing pigments on and whatnot, but for resin, you want something with nosh and an organic vapor barrier. So this isn't that much money. I mean, it's like 40, 50 bucks, and then you can buy replacement cartridges, and you know, it's worth your health, saving your health, and just buying the stuff. And then not just any gloves, nitrile gloves. It has to be nitrile. You can't just use other gloves. So you definitely want to take precaution, and you want to use a resin that has 0 VOCs, low odor, a clean resin. That's why I chose DIY. They make a very clean resin that Jessica and I don't have any sensitivities to. We use some of the other brands from the craft store. We won't say any names, but they had a very toxic smell, and I'm very sensitive. I'm sensitive to even Joe Sonia gloss varnish, and yeah, so we tried out several different brands, and this was definitely our favorite out of them. Some of them were so bad that months later, it's still the piece that was cured still smelled somewhat toxic, and so I've really enjoyed this resin. That's why I promote this resin. I know they're not as big as some of the big companies out there, but I'm not all about that. I'm about finding a product that's good, that works for me, that won't cause health problems for me down the road. And I landed with DIY, and they're great. There's no reason to try anything other than these guys right now. So yeah, stick around. No mix now. I had no idea about the gloves. Yeah, you definitely want to protect your hands. So I used to think your skin was a breathing organ, but I researched that the other day. You can definitely soak up some of the toxicity, I think, from just being around it, but your skin is actually not a breathing organ. And so I was wrong about that. But there's something to do with that. You do want to cover yourself as much as possible. You do not want to get the resin on your skin. You want to be set up for success. So having tools, clean tools, and then having things like alcohol. Now this is only 70. You should probably have like a 90 or better, but this works just fine. And so when we're mixing resin, we'll pour a little bit in here and then use a paper towel and wipe it out, clean it. It usually takes 1 or 2 paper towels, and you can get all this cleaned off and be able to just use it again right away. So baby wipes work really well too, but this is a definite must when doing resin. It just makes things clean up so fast, especially if you get right on top of it. So if you notice you get, you know, a little bit of resin on your gloves and then you get it on your heater, you can just grab a little bit of this on a paper towel and wipe it off really quick and you'll be good to go. So definitely a must, having great tools. So I got these from DIY epoxy too. These are called infinity sticks, and they are just a regular popsicle stick, like a large popsicle stick, right? Tongue depressor, but they're a little bit thicker with rounded edges, and they're pretty stiff. So less air bubbles, hopefully. I just got those. I'm gonna try those, and then yeah, I'll just grab a cup and I guess we'll get started, right? Hi, Kayleen. How you doing? I love that ring pour you just did with the blooms and edits or swipes and then the ring pour. That shit looks so cool. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna grab a cup and we'll get it started. I think I'll just use all right. Since y'all are here right now, let me see in the comments who wants to see all these colors over here. I'll come take you over to the table to show you how hard it is to choose which direction I want to go, especially having ADHD. $5 a.m.? Oh, I hope you have coffee. I hope it's a beautiful day in Australia for you. Jessica was talking with her pops. He's in Arizona and we're in Portland, so. All right, I'll show you. Okay, so there's the eye candy collection. So it looks intimidating to start with, but then when you get up here, it's 3 deep on most of these. And so you got all that, and then I got all this stuff stretched out. Yeah, seriously, right? And over here we have, you know, our Floetrol and tiles, just quick grabs. And then up here we have a bunch of cutouts and easy tools, grabbing paints, boards, cutouts, resin coasters, mirrors to do, all sorts of fun stuff, right? We got a little collection of resin tools here, rocks and gems and shells and beads and pearls, and then we got mixing tools and cups up here. And we got some wooden heart wands and stars and oh, what's that? You guys will just have to wait and see. And then we have, let me move this. That's the tree I did the other day. I have a surprise. We figured out what I'm gonna do with this one. So this is gonna take a little bit more work, but it's gonna be cool. So we have trays and boards, and then in the closet we got, you know, our house paints and creative inspirations. There's little piggies, and then we got most of the acrylic tubes and varnishes, acrylic markers, craft paints, and then we got our beloved Boom gel stains and our color art selection and lineup, some alcohol inks, and then over here we have mixing sticks, mixing cups, straws, tools, palette knives, scissors, all that good stuff, paintbrushes, whatnot. Big paddles, little paddles, pouring tools, extra filters, masks, plastic, mixing cups, different tools, and then over on the other side of the fridge, Jessica's Dutch pour paints and whatnot. And then we just have, this is what we've used for most of the time. It's just been this big box from my my table saw, a DeWalt table saw, and then we just have our spinning wheel in here, and we just hook that up. We use, I think it's 5 mil plastic, maybe something like that. It's pretty thick, so the paint peels up really easy, especially if it gets a little thicker. Then you could just clean it up really easy. And that's where I keep most of the balloon paints, on that side. So yeah, I mean, then we got the table in the middle, which is where we do most of the resin stuff, you know, the boat, and then got that little table set up. But yeah, it's just the garage. That's basically how we have it set up. So I'm gonna grab a cup and we'll do some mixing. I don't know. I'm just gonna move a couple of these over here. Get these out of the way. Thank you. My dog's right outside just barking it up. Sorry, I'm just getting some things set up so I can mix and do this. So we're going to use DIY black pigment paste for the color shift stuff. And then I was thinking about doing a dye, maybe for like a blue dye for that, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just going to do opaque white. I think I'm just going to do opaque white behind those ones. Okay, so some people have questions once in a while about a dye or like an epoxy pigment paste. So an epoxy pigment paste takes a very, very, very tiny amount, which you'll see, which you mix into the resin, and um, it'll be completely opaque. Now you can mix very little and get almost a little bit of transparency, but yeah, you're gonna get mostly opaque with that. With a dye, you can get more transparency or an alcohol ink or whatnot, and that might even be the way to go too, because a dye shows up pretty heavy. So I don't know, unless I mixed one drop of this into quite a bit of resin, it's going to be fairly dark, and I don't know. I might use that. We'll see. Let's grab some cup. And I'm going to put my mask back on. And we'll get it started here.
Yeah, sure. You don't have to whisper. Jessica's over here whispering. She's the resin fairy. You're not supposed to hear her. She's fluttering around, helping me out.
Sprinkling happy dust.
Sprinkling love. Okay, so what? Tracy, sup, girl? Y'all know who Tracy Reed is? Tracy Reed is the cool person who makes all these tools. Cloud pour cups. Do you know Tracy's like a pro with cloud pours? She does the most beautiful cloud pours. Mine and Jessica's favorite, Tracy's swipe tools.
Yep, swipe or no swiping.
These things are so money. They just have the perfect amount of flex when you're dragging it across your tile or whatnot. We love these. And I haven't used them yet, but I'm really excited to use some of these pour tools, create some different flower designs, maybe do some dips with them. So those are up next.
These are awesome too. Those are awesome.
And these. So we just used these on the 48 by 24 sunflower that Jessica and I did, which I'll put up videos soon. But these, I call these Tracy Reed dancing feet. Yeah. They're awesome. So you put them under your canvas, and they got all these little holes in them. And so we'll put this in the corner of the canvas, and then we'll stick a safety pin through here, here, and we'll do that all the way around the canvas, and that's all it takes. And then these are adjustable, so you can just move 1 or 2 feet, keep your level on it until you got perfect level. Awesome tool, and it makes the job really easy. It's like one and done. And big, small canvas, whatever you want. But we did this on a 48 by 24, and you'll see that when we post that video. Okay, where'd that come from? Being attacked. Jessica's probably laughing at me right now because I'm so messy.
I'm always laughing at you.
Yeah, those swipe tools, if you don't have them, I'm telling you. And then if you guys,
It's so stupid. All right, sorry. I'll put that back on in a second. So, I want to tell you guys something and show you. I have a little secret. So my boy at Eye Candy Pigments hooked me up with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different unreleased. Ooh, can't show you that side. Let me do this. Unreleased Vault Collection pigments. So we don't know if we're, not we, sorry, they, Jeff, Eye Candy Pigments, doesn't know if he's going to release any of these, but we're going to have some fun with it. So I'm going to do the justinsalleyart single pigment swipes, which just happened to work perfect with the Tracy Reed swipe tools from acrylicpouring.com. Are you kidding me right now? Get out of here.
The heck out of here.
Get the heck out of
You
here,
guys.
you guys. So crazy. Snooks. Okay, so we're going to do single pigment swipes, and Jeff named all these fun names. Because we don't, we don't know what to call them because they're not actual official pigments on the Eye Candy line. Some of them have just a little bit and some of them have more. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do the single pigment swipes with these. And I'm going to have a giveaway. So what I'm planning on doing is picking a piece of art, something that I've done that's gotten like, a lot of comments, or one of the more favored pieces that I've done, because I want it to be a good piece or something that somebody really enjoys, not just something that I had from a long time ago. And then I'm going to give away some Eye Candy pigments too. And then I haven't talked to anybody else, but if DIY is cool with it, I might have a few things to do and give away there. I haven't talked to Leslie at Color Art yet, but maybe it'd be okay to do something there. Anyways, I'm going to have a giveaway, and I'm going to do this on my YouTube. I think what I'll do is at the end of every video, very, very soon, I'm going to have the name of the pigment that I use. And then whoever is able to, comment back whenever I get done doing all the videos, or maybe I'll just do a certain amount of videos. Then we'll have a contest, and if you follow, like, subscribe, and then can name off those pigments that I did, I will have the giveaway. So let me show you some of the pigments I have to give away. I have one 50-gram jar of Kyoto Red. So a full jar, 50 grams of that. And then I have some beautiful carbon brown, which I used in this down here. I used carbon brown and Bokuto brown. So we have some carbon brown, some fossil gray, some katana gray, tonto gray, eye candy sticker, of course. We have carmine and khaki. This was the pigment of the week. That last bloom I did with the blues with the orange cell activator, that was done with khaki. Oops, I should be a little over, sorry. Jeez, Jess, tell me I'm off camera. Sitting right next to me. She's terrible, guys. You guys think she's so special, but she is so bad to me. No. All right, we have mustard yellow, shogun yellow, and koi yellow. Koi yellow is what I did this koi fish out of. And then for the blues, we have iceberg blue, Carolina blue, angel blue, ocean blue, Azora blue, Pacific blue.
Tracy said I'm special. What kind of special though? That's
Yeah, that is the question. She's awesome. She's put up with me, and I can't even deal with myself most of the days. So, green tea for green. Sibafu or something like that. I can't. Cindy's gonna be cracking up at me. Rainbow green. All right, so let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 18 5-gram bags. A 50-gram jar. A piece of art. And who knows what else by the time I come up with it. So if anybody here could help me out at all, I have the hardest time like pulling any kind of traction to my YouTube and truthfully to my channels. It's like my algorithms go up and down. So if any of you think I do a decent job or can help any of your friends, fellow creators at all, please share my accounts, my site, tell them about this contest. I'm going to be probably throwing it on my socials. I'm just trying to get more used to YouTube and get a little more growth on YouTube. I've had a lot of people tell me that they want to see me do this more rather than short videos, so I'm going to give it a shot. But obviously, if I don't get people to come to my channel to see what I'm doing, then there's really not a huge point to do it. So I'm going to give it a shot for a while and see how it goes and see if I can generate a little bit of traction if you guys like it. So please definitely let me know in the comments how you feel about that. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to throw my mask back on and we'll get ripping.
Tracy said you could post in her group.
Thank you, Tracy. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's weird. People say, yo, do you have a YouTube for this? Or where's your creation video? Blah, you know, this or that. And then I'll post a link to the creation video or share it with a few of the groups. And somehow it only gets like a few likes. So it seems like it either doesn't get shared or it's not getting seen by people. It's kind of strange. Anyways, my photos and a lot of my videos and reels aren't like that, but when I post something that's a link to YouTube, It's like one or two people see it and then it like goes cold. So I don't know if something fishy's going on in the background when I post it certain places or whatnot, but I'm gonna try and post it on my side. If you guys could uh, help share, let me know the sites that would let me do that. That would be great.
Don't
But-
forget to comment and hit the like button too.
Yes, thank you.
That's important for algorithms.
Alright, so we probably don't need all that much resin, but we have a few things left over that we can do right here. So we're just going to go ahead and mix up a half cup. A full cup, actually.
You should probably do a quarter.
Yeah, we'll do it. Third?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do a third cup. So I like to pour my hardener in first. Truthfully, it's better if you have a cup that has measurements so you don't have to use this. But I'm out, so I have to get some more.
That's flowing nice.
That's the hardener.
Well, that's why it's flowing.
Yeah. And with these, we're gonna mix it with the epoxy pigment paste. So honestly, you don't need to worry about bubbles as much as you would if you did clear. With these, you're not gonna notice the air bubble. You want to mitigate your bubbles as much as possible. You never want them, but you're not gonna worry about them as much as if you did clear or transparent, because they're not gonna show up.
Mary asked if you're posting creation videos the same day you're posting the pictures.
For which one?
Everything.
Huh? I don't know if I understand.
If you're posting the creation video the same day you're posting your pictures that you said you get traction on.
Oh. Oh, I don't know.
So that way people see the picture and then they go, I want to find out how I
Oh,
can make that.
yeah.
And oh, looky doodle there. There's
Yeah.
the link.
That might be it. Honestly, I'm all over the place, guys. Like I go to work. I get up at 4:30 in the morning. I go to work all day. Sometimes I work overtime or on the weekends. I come home and we dilly-dally with getting the kid and what chores we need. I try to ask or help Jessica with whatever needs to be done, even though I'm kind of in my own world a lot of the time. And then trying to figure out all this as we create too. So it's honestly, it's all been an evolution. On July 27th, me and Jessica will have been creating and painting for 2 years. So we started this less than 2 years ago, and by no means are we whizzes on the computer. I'm a little bit better because I have a background, but we're just trying to figure it out all out as we go. Like how do you grow? How do you help people out in the community? What do people want to see? How do you give back? Yeah, it's just all new to us. So I think there's been a lot of comments lately as I've been asking more, and I will go through and I'll definitely try to integrate all these comments and suggestions because I really appreciate it. How do you know unless you switch up the game? How do you know if it's gonna work unless you try something new? So I really appreciate that, Mary.
Yeah, Erica, we both have masks on right now.
Yeah, we don't play when it comes to doing the resin. Even if it said it didn't need a mask, we would wear a mask.
Yeah. And this stuff, you barely smell anything at all. That's why we like this epoxy so much. And it always gives beautiful results. Right, honey?
Yep. Also, it's got really high, if you do it right, mix it good, you get it's got really great heat resistance, it's got a really high scratch resistance, it's got a great UV stabilization, and then if you use one like this is ultra UV, and so it has even more UV inhibitors in it, so that's truthfully better if you're going to have it up in a bright area, which maybe the snowflakes will be, but I just didn't want to open the other bottle right now, so I'm being lazy. What's new? Ask Jessica. Thank you. All right, so you want to stir your resin for about 3 minutes, 4 minutes. You don't want to whip it. Doesn't need to be whipped as long as it's moving and working with itself, blending, becoming one. It's doing its job. And so what happens is you'll see the resin will start to get milky as you start to mix it. So it'll almost get like cloudy.
Thomasina's here. Hi, Thomasina.
Hey, Thomasina.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl, hey. Thomasina is my mixed media master friend. She does the most beautiful ocean scenes. She's super fun.
Yeah, Erica, we're doing 1:1 ratio.
Yep. Yeah, it's a 1-to-1. Most of all DIY's epoxy is a 1-to-1. However, the deep pour epoxy is not, and I haven't used it yet, but definitely when I do one, I want to try it out and do a full skull with the deep pour, and so I'll probably do a video when I do that. Yeah, she is. She's so talented. She has fun when she creates too. I mean, she's just passionate about it, and that's what makes it so amazing. And so much of it just looks so realistic. Like it really, the way she takes the video of her stuff, sometimes it just looks like you're looking at a beach, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa! Thomasina created that. It's awesome. Okay, so don't forget to scrape the sides every now and again when you're doing resin or mixing your resin, and scraping your stick off, because it will collect to those parts and it won't mix evenly. And it needs to be equal parts. It's very important. You saw the ocean. Were you eating my epoxy mushrooms, D? Because those will have you tripping out, man. Just get some orange juice and relax. It's going to be fine. You'll come down in about 8 hours. No, seriously, that's how I feel. Me and Jessica talk about the tumbleweed on our last painting. Like, just looks like it's moving across the beach. I know exactly what you're saying.
I like the little crisp glass pieces on her waves. So much detail.
Jessica said she likes picturing me and Thomasina's painting
Oh, God.
with a Speedo. What are you cooking today, Thomasina?
Oh, man, Keeney.
Yeah. Yep.
Gross.
Jessica said, gross. Yeah, it's good. You like to work out, don't you? You wear man one piece bikini. Like big banana hammock, I tell you. You just go to the club all night and the music goes doo doo doo. Yeah. All right, it's getting a little more clear. So you want to mix it until you have like no little stringers showing up in there. Tracy, do you see that kind of crap on the beach there in Florida when you're there?
Probably all the time.
I know when I lived in San Diego, it was present. What? At the theme parks? Wow. Yeah. I hear you, Thomasina. Resin's starting to get a little bit looser now. It's probably, it's running pretty good. So you can see how loose that is now. Okay. All right, so what I like to do with this resin, because it's super thick, is I like to transfer it to another cup. It's not necessary, but I like to. And so I'm going to transfer it into this cup right here, because I don't want any of the stuff that's stuck to the side that I wasn't able to scrape off to run into the resin and cause any kind of milkiness or weird stuff. So
I'm back. Oh God, what I missed. Tracy said not very family friendly.
banana hammocks at parks,
Oh.
theme parks.
Thomasina said, why pour that from up high?
So I read something that said with the longer stream, what happens is the air bubbles that are trapped inside the resin. See, I thought counter, if it goes down to one spot, if it's brought up high, they said that the resin gets stretched out and the air bubbles basically that would have been there break out of it, or whatever would have been at that part. And so it mitigates a little bit of air bubbles that way. Now, technically you're supposed to do it on one side of a mold, and as you're raising it up, it mitigates the bubbles by making a thin strip and breaking any of the bubbles that were in a thick amount. Also, when it lands on one side of the mold, as it's falling into the mold, it's pushing air pockets as it's pushing the resin out of the other side. It's all a theory until I test it more, but I like to do little bits of research here and there, and then see how things work out. I'm always trying to check something out. Okay. So I'm going to give that just a few minutes to let the air bubbles come up, like 5 minutes. Yep, five minutes to let some of these air bubbles come up. Then we'll mix it in epoxy paste.
Then we'll mix in our epoxy paste, and then we'll pour these molds. So I'm gonna take a quick restroom break, and Jessica's gonna talk to you for a second.
Oh man. what's up? Well, I gotta tell you, I'm pretty boring though compared to Justin. I'm shy. What have you guys been up to? What are you all doing today? Weirdo allergies. Yeah, Thomasina, you got that cool parrot. Where is he, by the way? What's he doing? Cook and clean. That sounds like every day though, right? You've never done resin before, Dee? I was nervous when we first started. Of course, we were using a different kind of resin. It was really stinky, so it was super toxic for me. I always ended up getting sick a few days after we did it, so. Is your parrot helping you cook like Ratatouille? Spoiled the dad day. Yep. Oh, I'm sorry that Chris is sick, Tracy. That sucks. Yeah, Dee, you're gonna want to have at least a you're gonna want to have at least a ventilated area. We usually keep the door, and we have the window open in the garage, and we also have a fan in the ceiling and another fan in the window. So. Plus, you want to have a good respirator on when you're doing it. Basically, you want to have a good enough, tight enough respirator so when you breathe in, you're almost like, feel like your face is getting sucked in at the same time. Yeah, Erica, we have a pug, so there's like pug hair everywhere. It doesn't matter what we do. And he's always trying to come into the garage too. You can get an air purifier for that too. That's something Justin and I really want to invest in. I think the biggest problem we have with resin when we're finishing any of our pieces is mostly like dust, you know, that just decides to appear out of nowhere. Even though we've prepped and done everything and cleaned, it just gets crazy. So we do have covers that we put over our stuff, and it helps a lot, but you know, we still get that surprise peekaboo dust come up, so then we have to re-resin our pieces. Yeah, Dee, I'm tired of wearing masks too. I don't even think some people are probably going to be mad at me, but I don't think I wore masks the whole time COVID was going on because it was really hard for me. Yeah, Tracy, pugs shed like nuts so crazy, especially when you're going from winter to summer. It gets everywhere. I think my pug is actually, I don't know if he's mixed with a beagle or if he's mixed with a Frenchie, but he's a big pug.
It's part werewolf.
He's huge. I just took him to the vet. He's like 30 pounds. I mean, he's not fat either. He's just huge. Oh my gone. Okay, Justin's obviously ready to come back.
Oh, paper towels down!
Fell down!
No! Oh, righty then.
And he's back, folks.
Let me tell you something. Do any of you remember Fire Marshal Bill, Jim Carrey from In Living Color? I still don't know how to use this, Tracy. I'm trying. I'm doing a little bit better. But get these at acrylicpouringtools.com.
I made this with that though. Makes smaller sunflowers. Guess that's not very close. Justin gave me the get out of my way look, woman.
No, I didn't. All right, sorry. I was plugging in our little craft heater for popping bubbles.
Thank you, Tracy. I'm
Still-
gonna make more pretty soon.
Still a bunch of micro bubbles in here. But it's not going to matter because you'll see. So we'll grab
Hey Tracy, I don't know if you want to live chat with us. You might lose a few brain cells.
Alright, so let's decant some in here. Need a 2-ounce cup, so we'll do about an ounce of each. Because I might want to try that blue still. I'm still thinking about it. Alright, so we'll start with the white. No, the black. Actually, I'll do some more black. Okay. So it looks just like colored resin. It only works with resin. We're just going to give it a little stir. And then we're going to take it. We're going to wipe all that excess off the stick. Nothing really on there. And watch this. resin's getting really warm right now, which means it's go time. So as you can see, that tiny bit made that whole thing just dark. We're just gonna scrape the sides real quick. Make sure we got it fully mixed. Okay, let's do some white. Same thing, mix it up. Scrape it off all the way. You can always add more, but you can't take it out. Oh. All right, we got our white and our black. So let's do the dragons first. Just trying to be careful. I don't want to over pour. All right, let's see if we can work some of that in. Just kind of push it with this to the edge into all the little crevices, because you'll never be able to pour into those.
Thomasine is asking how much work time you have with it. 45 minutes.
45. It starts to get gummy. Right now it's perfect. It's got a good flow to it. Okay, that one's looking pretty good.
Yeah, Dee, we've got like some baby dragons that he's pouring into right now.
Is it hard to see on camera?
I think she just wanted to know a little bit, but she just wanted to know what shape you're pouring into.
Yeah, it's a baby dragon, but it's gonna be on the inside of a dragon egg when it's done. Kind of like a dragon embryo.
A Charmander. It does. Erica says it looks like a Charmander.
Totally. I'm a huge Pokemon dude. And I did. I caught them all. All of them. I'm kind of obsessive compulsive, so. I had to catch them all. I had no choice.
Dee wants to know how much pigment you used for that.
Just the tiniest bit of the end of a brush. You just dip the tip of your brush in and brush it around. It doesn't take a lot. So it's a great way to use ultra shift pigments because they're super expensive and you get a lot of bang for your buck. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. We'll rotate it around here. I'll let it sit for a second. We'll let the bubbles come up.
Tracy said she would have never guessed that.
Sorry, I'm not really good at concentrating and trying to talk at the same time. Especially because I'm learning most of the time. I don't necessarily know what I'm doing. Just trying to figure it out. Oh, that one's gonna be so cool.
Yeah, Thomasino, we used to play zombies all the time. Call of Duty and stuff together.
Over pour.
Do you need my assistance?
You know what I want to say right now.
Mind your manners.
Do you need my assistance?
Super troopers. Messy Marvin.
I need just a regular paper towel.
A regular piece.
You gotta put this stuff on.
Boom.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yep. taught him to ding me.
Might as well just wipe all that. Clean up on aisle 5. You need to clean up on aisle 5. All right, good enough. Okay, we got our dragons. We're gonna do some white. Ooh, let's do these with the rest of our black.
All clean, you poor.
These koi fish are gonna be so cool.
I can't wait to see the snowflakes too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm excited about those. And the trees.
Oh yeah, trees. Forgot. So
I forget about the trees.
we'll do the little one in black. I might have to mix more black for the trees.
Thanks, Thomasina. We do try to work well together. We do make a good team. Bye, Dee. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye, Dee. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful day. Yep, the black's almost done.
Do you need another cup
Oh, of what?
to make some more black?
Oh, I got one.
Okay.
Okay, so there's that. I'll mix this other one with some more black. Actually, can I have a stick?
Yeah,
A little one?
a little one.
Watch this too. So there's only this little bit in the cup, right? Now it's like a black transparent.
Thomasina, you know spaghetti sauce takes at least 4 or 5 hours to be good. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off for dinner tonight. She asked if I was making spaghetti and meatballs for dinner.
Mm.
I'll make him whatever he wants. Do semi-homemade. Thomasina, we can't half-ass that. It's just not the same. She said make semi-homemade. I go big or go home.
What's semi-homemade using fake sauce?
Probably half and half. Yeah, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, that's true. Now, I'll be a pro when I learn how to actually make spaghetti. Homemade spaghetti. That'd be cool. The noodles. Thank you, babe.
I need some sticks, yo.
Just call me Yo.
Come on, bro.
Apparently my name is Yo now.
Yo, Gabby Gabba.
Yo, mama.
Oh, I kind of like the way those sit up on there. Maybe I'll just leave them and let the shrinkage happen. Ha! The shrinkage. All right, we're gonna do this one in white. This koi. Let that one settle.
Tracy said, yeah, bro. Yeah, we've been best friends since we were teenagers, so that's how we talk to each other.
Or worse.
Or worse.
Okay. So we've got our kois. Oh, look at that. Look at that trail.
We're changing Justin's name to Marvin.
There's already a messy Marvin.
Did we just
On
become
YouTube.
best friends?
Alright, I'm gonna add a tiny bit more black to this.
Just don't touch my drum set, Tracy.
I know you touched my drum set!
Messy Marvin, Thomasina.
Okay, a tiny bit more black for these trees.
It is messy art resin. artist resin. Somebody's got to do it.
That was cute. Somebody's got to take one for the team. All right.
Ooh, the silicone mat. We got that from,
Billy.
yeah, Fluid Art Co. Derp. Can't
Bi-
even talk right now.
Billy hooked us up with a couple mats
Big time.
and Cause Creation sent Jessica some little piggies to use.
Yep, so I can try them. Got some fabulous colors. And I have a surprise for you guys pretty soon. I'm just working on it right now.
I'm just trying to work these little bits of resin into the edges of these trees. Trying to fill in the little gaps where the resin didn't totally get in there. And resin does shrink some, so
Do you want me to clean that?
sure.
So you can move on with your life?
Okay, I think I got a little too much in this one tree in the middle. So,
Those trees are so cool. I can't wait to see what they look like. I got plans for those trees.
okay. And then I want to get some of this white off here. Can I get one more stick, baby?
Yep. Have two.
Oh, thank you.
Deuces.
Thank you very much. Okay, I need some new glue. Thank you.
Hurry up. Shark Week.
Why are you sweating? Were you watching Cops? Alright. So we got a little bit of black left over. I'm going to do. Let's hit this with the torch real quick. Not the torch, the heat gun.
You done with this?
Yeah.
I love this mat.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So awesome. You should do.
I'm going to. Alright, so we got most of those surface bubbles out. We're going to use the black. I'll show you these. I need a bigger popsicle stick.
You got a white too.
Oh, okay. I'll use this, my infinity stick. Okay, so these are cool. And I got a project for these. But so these, you just wipe the resin on them, and then when they peel off, or when it's dry, you have these little honeycomb shapes, like cells, ocean looking cells.
Bubbles.
Bubbles, yeah.
Almost. Yeah. Or rocks. Like the rock look.
Resin's starting to get sticky and set up, so this is a little tricky.
Thomasina said her parrot's hearing the heat gun noise and yelling.
What's it saying?
Thomasina, there's no rocks. There's no rocks in the mold. It just almost looks like, you know, kind of like the shower mats you get that look like the tops of river rock. It kind of creates that effect. And Tracy, we ordered these molds from Temu.
We got a bunch from Let's Resin too.
Yeah.
Okay, there's that one. Let's do the black one next.
I gotta tell you, this mat makes it a lot easier to clean up. That's for sure. Here.
Yeah, for real. We were just using the plastic below for the longest time, which works perfect. It just, you gotta sit there and peel all the resin off afterwards, and it's a pain. Okay, so let's do the black one now.
Yeah, Thomasina, that's why we actually got this mold, because we thought of like the light on the ocean floor, how it looks. So yeah, we've got a lot of ideas in our head how we want to use these molds.
Not enough time to do all the things we want to do, and then a lot of time I get distracted, you know, and start working on a new project before finishing the next because I got to get it out of my head. But I'm trying to slow down and be better. It's just really difficult for me.
Who's that?
I'm going to.
Oh. Houston, we have a problem.
Majority off there. That's so cool.
There you go. I was just gonna say you need to do that.
Were you?
I was trying to mind my own business.
That's so special. Okay. Let's flip this over. Do it this way. Pretty cool. So, and like I said, resin has a little shrinkage, so those should pull back well enough into the rest of the slots here in a second. So we'll give it one last flash with this heater. Oh, do we have, there's not enough resin for that. Let's do,
Ooh, paw print.
all right. What should we do to paw print?
What should we put in it?
Well, it's black. We really can't add much, can we?
Geisha doll.
Okay. Gotta be quick.
For Lily. For Lillers. Speed brushing 101 with Justin Sally.
Go!
Out of my way, box. Thomasina wants to know if the molds are usable for more than just resin.
Oh yeah. Baking and stuff,
And
or
like chocolates.
yeah, or if she wants to make molds for probably for her other stuff,
Ooh, yeah.
like for her art, like making her own seashells and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we're gonna be done with that, and we'll give it one last hit with this. Clean up a little bit here, real quick.
Erica, we've never done these rock ones yet, so I'm assuming they're going to be hard when they're done drying. And basically, you can add them on top of like a tile art, which is kind of cool. So it adds more depth. So say you did a blue themed bloom or something, or pour on top of a piece of tile art, and then you can put the rock mold we just put on there. That was rude. I'm talking here.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm talking here.
chill out, jabroni.
Her parents yelling again.
All right, well, what is that? What is that?